All right, all right. Okay. Before we need now to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. To those that have been trying to come through, unfortunately, we have to close the line now because I also have to let go Mr. Mandaza. He has been answering questions for almost close to an hour. We need to let him go. But before he does that, I want to read a comment from someone on WhatsApp here. He said, you guys have got a good track record indeed in corruption. This is someone from the UK. Then there's someone, I think, from ZANU-PF. He said, before you start pointing fingers at opposition party, they started now yet and have been on board for ages, but no progress. Why so greedy? This is someone from Zimbabwe, from South Africa, and then someone from Zimbabwe was saying still on. We are still on, but we are just going to wrap up now. Hopefully, we're going to have another conversation very soon. Or every Sunday. Anyway, let me just read some of your comments before I allow Mr. Mandaza to come in. Can I just take? There was someone who asked about. Can't see where the question. Probably Mr. Mandaza picked it up. There was someone who asked a question. Okay, Terence Mtindindi. He said, Mr. Speaker asked. I think he said, Mr. Mandaza, about the fuel tax was nullified. Or on implementing a law that doesn't even exist. Maybe you can touch on that one. Mr. Mandaza, can you probably wrap up with the questions that were given to you by Elliot and Cooksman and other people that were on the comment section?
Thank you so much. There is so much that Elliot said, and I will only touch on a few of them. And one of the things that I'm going to ask is when the introduction was done, Elliot was said to be an analyst, and I think the gears have now changed. He is a triple C analyst, like he has confessed now that he's in the opposition. But having said that, it is my submission, and I will not change to that submission because that is in who we are. We are a caring party, and we would want to make sure that the lives of the people of Zimbabwe are better. That's why you have heard of the mantra leaving no one and no place behind. The question that was put was that if development is not taking place in towns because of the opposition, why is it not that the government is developing, or ZANU-PF is not developing the rural areas? ZANU-PF is a party, and it is the party that has the government, and the government takes care of every part of the country. That is why it is now involved in towns, and at the same time it is also involved in rural areas. And I've already indicated that it is work in progress. That is why, if it is work in progress, you still have other areas that are still to be attended to, like the dusty road that has been referred to in where Varsike comes from, and the other places that we have, because it is work in progress. The government has prioritized through Zinara to look at the roads, the arteries that bring in or help in building the economy, and that they've worked on, and they are now seized through the emergency road rehabilitation program to assist in rehabilitating other roads in towns and also in rural areas. And this is work in progress. Soon they will be in your area, in your rural area, to make sure that the roads are built. Besides that, there are also other programs that have been taking place in the rural areas. We have, and including towns, the drilling of boreholes has been taking place in towns and also in rural areas. Dams have been constructed in rural areas, and this is work that people can go and look at. It's not, we are not giving something that people cannot go and see. There is a lot that people can go and see in Zimbabwe of what the government has and continues to do. I spoke about the Gwai Shangani water development project, which is currently taking place, and it's there for people to see. If we go to Wange, you will see what has happened there. There is an improvement in a number of areas. That is why we are saying to Zimbabweans, please leave the party that does not care about Zimbabweans, a party that has to go out and call for sanctions so that you can stifle development and force people to go and vote against a party. And the Zimbabweans are now clever. They know the party, who it is and what it stands for. Because a party that goes out and call for sanctions, and even during the period, the COVID period, you have its vice president going out writing letters to say that you should not give the country aid to support the COVID program. Surely that party is made up of people that do not care, people that are power hungry, who do just want to go out there and seek mandate to be in power, yet they have very little to care about the people. That is why the people of Zimbabwe will continue to deny these people to get ascend to power and vote a party that is credible, a party that has a history, a party that is doing everything possible to make sure that the people of Zimbabwe's lives are bettered. Yes, there are people in the opposition who will not see any good from what ZANU-PF and the government is doing. And we know they are there, and we shall not bother about them because it is in their DNA to see nothing good, but to see everything wrong. But we shall continue to push. We shall not be deterred by these people. We will continue to push an agenda that seeks to develop the people of Zimbabwe, leaving no one and no place behind. And that's what ZANU-PF stands for. And that's the mantra that we are going to run with until 2023. And we are so sure that we will win these elections.
All right. Gentlemen that are here on the program, and everyone that is watching on Zim Social and on JCTV Africa, we are almost ending our program. But before we end, I would be doing a disservice to my brothers, to Cooksman and Elliot Kajume. Give us your parting shots. I'll start with you, Cooksman, and then come to Elliot, and then end with Mr. Mandaza. Gentlemen, it has been a heated discussion. A lot have been said. What do you have to say as your last words to this discussion that we've been talking? We started out talking about the goats, and now we're talking about misgovernance. What is your last words, Mr. Cooksman?
I just love the fact that the facial expression of Mr. Mandaza, it shows that he might be someone who fears God, but actually vanenge varongoitirawo nyaya yedumbu, saka vanongopedzisirawo vongotsigira zvinhu zveZANU-PF zvekupenga. But otherwise nyaya dzese dzavataura makanzo chichi haisi nguva yekuti Mr. Mandaza 42 years vauye panapa vachititaurira zvemarodhi, vachitaura zvemadhemu, mabhoho mutauni, mabhoho ari kuiswa nekuti mvura hakusisina pamatepi. Ndiri kuzama kuti ZANU-PF iri outdated. Tiri kurarama munguva yechirungu mudhara, ndonga muri kuona chero platform yatiri kushandisa kuitira zvinhu zvedu chirungu chega chega. Muri kuda kutiitisa zvinhu zvekumusha zvechinyakare, saka ndozvinhu zvatiri kuda kuramba, because mukada kutarisa kuti hamungauyi muchitaura zverodhi ka rodhi dzingadai dzitoriko, zvinhu zvamungadai makatoita kudhara, because pa10 years chaipo rodhi munofanira kunge mapedza kugadzira. Saka mukati pa42 years moya muchipemberera nyaya yerodhi, kana kuti kwahe tazotora kanzo kuopposition chichi, vanhu vapepuka mudhara wangu. Chadongo kuudzai zvangu inini nevese vakateerera kana maZANU-PF makateerera, chiitai muchipepuka. Mudhara vanozviziva, chokwadi mudhara vanochiziva, ndosaka mamboona vanenge vachimbonyemwerera dzimwe nguva. Hapana zvavangaite zvavo ibasa, asi chokwadi vanochiziva kuti bato ravo ivo pachavo mudhara vanotoziva kuti vanhu vekuzanu pf masupporters ezanu pf vanofanira kunge vakadzinga vana ed vese vaina nacho havasi kutoita zviri mumandate yezanu pf because zanu pf chaiyo chaiyo haitenderi tsvina dzavari kuita ibato rakatoenda kuhondo kunosunungura nyika kuti vana vezimbabwe vagare zvakanaka but rakainvedwa nemhonti nembavha saka dai vari vamwe vanhu vadzinga mbavha idzo nokuti isusu vetriple c takuuya kuzotora chimuti ichi kuti tigadzirise nyika izvo zvese zvemablame game zvekuti vanoti kwai macancels zvekupenga izvo toda kumboona kuti macancels acho kana ari ega netriple c yawo haashandi zvakanaka here. Right now what I want to tell you Mr. Rusike and what I want to tell Mr. Mandaza is that there is no a benchmark that you can use to say triple c is not performing well because ZANU-PF hasn't been performing well for years. Saka hapana zvavanga vachititaurira kuti kwai triple c yaradza kuti haigone basa when we have iyo ZANU-PF isina kana chairi kuita kumaruzevha kwacho kwavanoti ndo kwavane mastrongholds. Maroads avari kupembedza nezvimwe zvimaprojects avari kupembedza dai pachiwanikwa mukana wokuti tite look into those projects. Pane mari iri kubiwa izvezvi pamaroads iwayo, pane war hunenge huchitoitika izvezvi as I'm speaking pamacontracts iwayo emaroads. It's something chekuti chinononokwa chisati chataurwa and hatisweri tichiudzwa zveroad nemari yedu yatinobvisa. This is not ED's money, this is not Chiwenga's money, this is not ZANU-PF's money, this is our money, this is taxpayers money that is making all those roads. Saka hapana need yekupemberera ED kana kupemberera ani. This is our money, we don't have to celebrate anything otherwise totofanira kunge tine mibvunzo kuti muri kunonoka neiko kupedza maroads acho. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Cooksman giving us his last parting shot. Mr. Elliot Kajume, any last parting shot concerning this discussion in general as we wrap up the program?
Yes, and thank you very much. I would like to start by saying being analytical, Mr. Mandaza, has nothing to do with one being ZANU-PF. And the fact that maybe I speak something that is against ZANU-PF does not make me CC. And being a political analyst does not also disadvantage me from being a CCC member, which is a normal thing. However, from your response to what I had asked and requested to hear from you, I still didn't hear anything on why ZANU-PF did not and is not developing the rural areas for more than 42 years that it has been in power. I still have not understood or heard anything from you why ZANU-PF has not built schools for people in the rural areas for more than 42 years that it has been in power. And it is quite disappointing that it is difficult for you to even defend ZANU-PF because you know that ZANU-PF is not doing anything and there's no potential to do anything, because if it had any potential, it would have proved that it has that potential. Your party, Mr. Mandaza, has created an immigration crisis in South Africa that now a lot of Zimbabwean lives are living on the edge of uncertainty, worry, fear, and they are scared every day about how their livelihoods are going to be anytime today, tomorrow, and even the day after. They are not even happy. ZANU-PF has created a state where everyone is sad, disturbed, and it is quite disturbing that you are